Hi, my name is Dan and I'm an application engineer at DesignPoint. Today I'm going to be talking about a couple techniques that you can use to avoid support material in your 3D printed parts. Before jumping into some of the techniques for removing support material, let's first address what support material actually is. Support material is going to be material that's going to assist your part during the print process. Specifically, as seen in the picture, it's going to automatically be generated when an overhang feature such as this one exceeds more than 45 degrees from vertical. If support material is going to help my part succeed, why would I want to avoid them? Well, material costs money, and support material is just wasted material. Supports are also going to add time to your total print and processing time. Sometimes supports, especially in tricky areas like internal channels, are difficult to remove and can be a lengthy process. Support material also runs the risk of ruining your surface finishes. This is especially true with features such as threads. It's not recommended to 3D print threaded features, but sometimes it's necessary for your prototype, and knowing the techniques to avoid support material is going to be beneficial to have in your back pocket. With all that said, let's jump into a part and look at some of the techniques that we can use to avoid support material. As you can see, this part has threaded features, so in order to 3D print it, we're going to need to turn support material completely off. But by doing this, we're going to jeopardize some of the other features that are going to require support material, such as this overhang, because it's 90 degrees from vertical, and this hole. Let's start by focusing in on this hole right here. This hole is going to require support material because as the curved edge of the circle or the hole approaches the top, its angle is going to exceed 45 degrees, therefore requiring support material. So this geometry is going to need to be altered a little bit. A common technique for doing this is to use something called a teardrop technique. This is reshaping the hole from a circle to be shaped similar to a teardrop. What this is going to do is it's going to force and ensure that the angle right here and here is always 45 degrees from vertical, therefore not requiring any supports. You could have also reshaped this hole to be a diamond shape, doing essentially the same exact thing. But what happens if the geometry cannot be altered, such as this bottom overhang? The geometry of this bottom is being driven by another piece that's going to sit inside it. So avoiding the support material is a little bit trickier. For this example, we're actually going to create and design our own support material within this part. We're going to create a multi-bodied part. The reason why we want it to be a multi-bodied part is so that the support material doesn't fuse with the actual part itself. So to ensure that the part doesn't fuse with the support material, we're going to use a 0.2 millimeter or 200 micron offset in all directions. So if I will go in here in a section view, you can see that in SolidWorks, there's a little bit of a gap. This 0.2 millimeters is going to ensure that no material gets printed in between the supports and the part, while also ensuring that the part and the support material don't fuse together. If you want also, you can add this little cutout right here to make it a little bit easier to remove the support material from the part. Well, that's all I have for you today, but be sure to look out for some more content in the future and check out some of our already existing content on our resource library. Thanks.